This is a demonstration of how to cut photovoltaic cells. This is a cell cutting machine, and this is a photovoltaic cell. So it's made of crystalline silicon. It's 156 by 156 millimeters square. It's about 0.2 millimeters thick. The front side has 3 bus bars, and this is the negative contacts, negative electrical contacts. The rear side has again 3 bus bars. These are the positive contacts. Now they're all connected together. So when we cut the cell, each piece has to have a bus bar on it in order to make the connections. On the front of the cell we've got an anti-reflective coating. It's usually blue in colour, but other colours are also possible. And on the rear there's a passivating coating which helps improve the electrical performance of the cell. So I'm just going to show you now how to cut the cell. The first thing to do is to put on a dust mask. Just pinch the nose to make sure that's over your face. The dust isn't terrible, but it's not very good for you if there's prolonged exposure. So just to introduce the cell cutting machine, I'm going to zoom in on the correct parts of the machine. So we have 2 main parts to consider. We've got the table, which is where the cell sits. This automatically goes in and out of the machine when you press the green button. We have inside, open the door, inside we have a motor and a cutting disc. This is a ceramic cutting disc. It goes around at about 10,000 revolutions a minute. The machine itself runs on compressed air. It's not electrically powered at all. It runs on compressed air, so this is a compressed air powered motor and a compressed air powered table, which you'll see the automation of that in a minute. On the front we've got the control panel, so we've got 2 switches. These switches switch on a vacuum which holds the cell in place by suction basically. And by drawing air through these various small holes here which holds the cell in place. And the green button is the go button to make it go. So far I've set the table so that this will cut the cell into quarters. So it's set so that each piece is 156 millimeters divided by 4, so 39 millimeters wide each piece. So we do the first cut. We'll put the hold down switches on. Press go. Switch off the vacuum, take the piece away, cut the next piece. It's an automated machine. Keep your hands away from it when it's operating, and definitely don't put your hands in there because it will probably squash your fingers. I've never tried it, but I'm sure it hurts. So we do the final cut for the quarters. And now I want to cut each of these pieces in half so that the cell is in 1/8. So the first thing to do is to adjust the guide here. So this would be adjusted to 78 millimeters across. I'm lucky because the cells having 3 bus bars on them, it shows you where the halfway point is. So we're cutting it along halfway along the middle bus bar. I have to move the screw here to actually get it to fit. So we're set for that. So that's now set to cut cells in half. And we can put all the pieces on in a line as long as the vacuum hold down holes, these small holes here, as long as each piece of cell has one of those holes to suck it down. We can put as many pieces of cell onto it as we like. Now I've cut this cell into eighths. You may wish to choose to cut your cells into different numbers of pieces. You need to decide what current you want and how you're going to wire the cells up, which I'm sure will be covered in the lectures. And there we have a cell cut into 8 pieces. Now you'll realise when you start working with photovoltaic cells that they are very fragile, as I will demonstrate. Ow! The pieces are also sharp. So yeah, just be careful with them. Careful not to cut yourself, and also just be careful not to break them, because we haven't got that many of them. Okay, and that ends the demonstration. Thank you.